All right, hello. I'm trying something new for my YouTube channel. Where I'm gonna try doing some, I guess, just recommendations. I would say, of shows I've watched or shows or manga, reading, whatever that I'm cycling through, old or new. And at least in this case, it's definitely older versus newer. This one, I believe, like hopefully it says it on the print. It does not say it on the print. Oh, wait, no, it does. 2021. So this one was 2021. This is like early 2000s. Like I know for sure. This is like early 2000s, like probably like 2008 or something. But yeah, today I'm talking about Eden of the Witches by Yumeji and Ultramaniac, which I did kind of neglect to look up the creator's name of this. Unfortunately, it doesn't say where. I've never read the manga of Ultramaniac, which I do plan on at some point. But at least with the anime, it's a lot of fun. And I'll just start off with that one for now. So Ultramaniac, if you want something that's more lighthearted, anime wise, if you like slice of life, honestly, like it's kind of a magical girl anime, slightly. I wouldn't really say like it's something like Sailor Moon where you're like fighting evil at the end of the day, or there's some kind of big conflict like Cardcaptor Sakura where she's trying to collect all the clove cards. Really, I mean, there is a conflict with this, but really all the main characters doing Nina and the door antagonist IU. Nina's just trying to collect. I don't know why I'm forgetting the name of it, but trying to become the princess of what's called the Magic Kingdom. She's from she's trying to search for the Holy Stones. They're called. And yeah, she wants to become, well, not even really wants to become. It's kind of forced upon her because she's not exactly an A+ student in the magic world. It's kind of what's like the best comparison? Because it's very contemporary. It's not very like your usual typical magic. I mean, there are some instances of it being kind of typical magic, like spells to change your appearance and such. There's like an episode about them becoming older, like their adult selves. That's kind of like them right there. But yeah, there's instances of like traditional magic, but like the way she inputs her magic and some as like a beginning witch, she uses like this really cool little computer thing. Maybe there's a picture, one of these. No, there's not. But like she uses like these like a little computer thing to upload spells, and then she puts like an object that like represents whatever spell it is. Like if it's like a piece of cloth for making clothing, she'll like rip a specific piece of clothing to produce that spell. And then there's the whole like her changing, like that's where I really say the magical girl sequence is. She has like a whole like sequence where she changes from her normal outfit to like her witch outfit, which is this outfit that she has right here. But most of the time she's in her school outfit. And really like a lot of the series is kind of like the plot doesn't really like kick in until like episode, like because they're only like for this series there's only like 26 episodes. It's a very short series. But the real plot doesn't really kick in until like the like real latter half of the series. I know I had the camera like that. And yeah, it's if you're looking for a very plot focused series, like which is why I like say this is more of a slice of life anime, you're not really going to get that with this. But it's a very chill anime. Like it's a lot of fun. It's almost like it is a very much like I wish I watched this when I was younger. Cuz I only like found this anime like I think like 3 years ago. I watched it on a YouTube and I was like, wow, this is a lot of fun. I got to get this DVD. And then I got it. And yeah, it's essentially just like a very Saturday morning cartoon type of anime. Um, like she does try to recover the Holy Stones throughout the show. Um, but most of the time it's just hijinks, like moments of her trying to help out her friend IU um to kind of smooth her crush. Um, and there's different moments within that. There's like moments of like the little like kind of mini animal sidekick gets like an item that makes them really big, so they have to figure out a way to hide the little mini like chameleon and essentially just find a spell that reverses it. And honestly, like every spell that like she's really like not that good at spells like at the start. So like really like a lot of the spells for Nina always malfunction in some way. So like that always leads to something like funny happening. I'm trying to remember my favorite episode. Um Man, what was one of my favorites? I think I guess I would say like what the first episode is a pretty funny episode. Um what happens in the first episode is that like and like the series starts off kind of odd where like already the door antagonist knows that she's a witch because Nina's trying to hide it, but like throughout the series like she just stops hiding it from everyone pretty much, or at least people that she could trust, not just everyone willy-nilly, but like most people like know that at least she has powers and that she's a witch. But yeah, like it starts off with Dora Tacken is already knowing she's like already wary of like the malfunctions and not always trusting her word. But like the first episode she gets in because IU, the Dora Tacken, she's a tennis player and like kind of like an A+ student in the school. So it's like she's kind of perceived as like a top student, one of the best. A lot of girls look up to her. So when this tennis match happens and they had to compete against the boys to keep the courts, tennis courts, she has to go against her crush. So she doesn't want to, and instead Nina's like, "Oh, I have a way that we can dispatch that, and maybe like you can beat him because like the best boy, which is the one she has a crush on, is like one of the best kind of athletes in the school, kind of just like her, and she like realizes that she probably won't be able to beat him as a girl, at least to her she thinks that. But yeah, that happens, and then she Nina does the spell, but like reverses her gender and she turns into a boy. And like now she's like has to navigate her day hiding that she is who she is really, and then also still competing. And then like through that competing, she realizes that her strength is completely different than what she is a girl, and like she has to navigate that scale as well. So it's kind of like stuff like that that happens throughout. I don't know why. I think I'm just on video, like I'm blanking out a little bit on certain stuff. This is probably why I should have something scripted. But like I wanted to just do this like just raw because I want to like talk and project more. Um, so the next thing is Eating of the Witches. So Eating of the Witches is a pretty interesting concept. I would say too, like if you've seen like I'm probably saying this wrong because I always do, but Witch Hat Atelier, something like that. I have the manga of that too. So maybe I'll talk about that one day. But like there was a recent anime that came out for it and amazing adaptation all in all. But you know, if you're into witches and you have more of a taste for witches, I definitely have some recommendations for that. But this is one that is like the start for sure. And honestly, that's crazy how both of these matched up. You know, this is about a witch and this is about a witch too. It's funny. But yeah, so Pilly essentially, this is the main character. In this world, humans and plants and plant life don't get along. Kind of like I would say even in our own world with us polluting the planet and cutting down trees to, build houses like this and such. But yeah, like in this world, like the plants and animals, they have more of a conscience and they realize that like, yeah, these humans are messed up. So essentially like they move themselves from the humans, and like a lot of the human world are like barren wastelands, and like it's almost like a desert in a lot of places. People struggle to get food. Like the only people that like really aren't like struggling necessarily because they have a lot of the supplies and such are like, of course, the rich, the higher powers of the world. And this world is very fantasy, it's very non-contemporary, so it's not exactly in a modern time. There's no like technology or anything like that, so it's a lot of magic. So if you're really into like the medieval kind of like fantasy, this is definitely one that's a fun one. I have read multiple chapters online. This is still a pretty new store, I say. I think the last time I checked, it's probably more now, but there was only like 4 volumes out physically, and then like chapter wise online, there's only like 40 chapters. So like it's still a pretty young series. I could be wrong though, because it's been a minute since I caught up. But yeah, pretty much the first chapter, Pilly is, and like these, there's still like plant life and animals that exist besides from the human parts of the world. Because it's almost like the human parts of the world are kind of like the oceans of the world, where they're like big parts of the world, or just are and just there, but they're kind of barren. And alternatively, the plant life and animals are like really small patches of the world. They're really hidden, really well hidden by what are essentially like witches. And the witches get along with the fauna and flora, and they are able to, cultivate this space that's, separated from humans until like, or at least our main character, there's still other patches of land besides from hers, but like our main character, like she's very curious. Oh, not very curious. She's naive. She wants to stay in this world, but she's not exactly a full-fledged witch yet. She's still learning. She's an apprentice, and her mentor gets killed by like outsiders when Pilly falls for one of the humans, and she ends up getting her master killed, and that also leads to them taking a lot of the plants and animals with them. And she gets the seed that essentially grows like this like plant, like really cool plant wolf thing. I'm gonna see if I can find the page where this creature is revealed, because it's a really cool thing. Also, the art's really, it's a lot of fun. Oh, here it is. Next page. So yeah, it's like half plant, half wolf. Kind of forget the name. Here's a really cool page. But yes, it can get pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. Which is another cool thing if you like that type of manga. And yeah, there's moments of like this where like you really are able to see the world, the rest of the world. She's exploring the rest of the world to find more witches like herself. And through that she realizes that like, yeah, this world is pretty messed up, and I want to help it. I want to change things. I want to improve these people's way of life as she goes about the world. So I think that's it. I think I'm gonna end it there. I hope I maybe convinced anyone. I know my spiel maybe not have been that well, but I'm gonna keep getting better as I do it. These two, I won't lie, were on the dome, so like maybe that could have helped if I like reread or rewatched some of these. But I have at least read them before, so I am familiar with some of the plot instances But yeah, overall, like, you know, this is a dark fantasy, so if you're into that, boom. This is more of a, I guess, urban fantasy, I'd say, and very slice of life. So if you're into one of those, you know, that's my recommendation. And thank you for watching, and God bless.